DK, the best team in China based on recent history, your WPCH champions, your G League champions, your Sina Cup champions. These guys have won just about everything in China over the past 4 or 5 months. And we'll introduce them now. Ice, your offlane centaur, his go-to hero in this version. It's been that way for some time. Mushi, your solo mid puck, not getting pulled as much as the Western pucks normally do. MMY on the support, Ancient Apparition. Lamb bringing up the rear as the Sand King, and behind him even goes Burning on the lifesteal. Early dust secured. They want to kill this bounty hunter quite early in the game. And on the Radiant side, your TI3 champions, second place at last star letter, the Alliance. Chen going to be handled by Aki in the jungle. S4, your Dragon Knight. EGM on the support, Shadow Shaman, and that leaves Loda going safe lane as the Lycanthrope. And then in the off lane, you've got Mr. Dom himself, Bulldog incarnate.
30 seconds.
So DK versus Alliance, Ben. How are you feeling about the lanes thus far?
Well, DK went off lane S5, and they have 2 Observer Wards, but they didn't actually drop any.
Is this some mind games? Just go into the enemy jungle, make them think you're warding, and then don't actually ward? Did Alliance see that they didn't use them?
Yeah, S4 was like standing right here, just like staring at all of them. All the supports were over here. I'm pretty sure he saw the Observer Ward on the Centaur, as well as on one of the supports. Yeah, AA has him. So doesn't even look like Chen has any sentries. He does have 125 gold in his inventory.
He actually bought a pair. I think this might have fooled Alliance. They might go for a D ward where there's no actual ward deployed.
Yeah.
Or is he just keeping these in case? They might have seen the ward and just said, let's wait and see if he drops it.
He'll probably place one over here and then just check this area, but there's no like real good reason not to, I'd say.
I think
it's just 100 gold to secure a big spawn.
Yeah, and it's you kill one camp, but you don't miss a camp, and that's pretty much your gold back right there. So mid lane, Dragon Knight versus Puck. Matchup where it's one of the better matchups for DK mid, actually. Once he hits level 6, it's just very annoying to lane against him.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty darn good for DK, actually. He already has his bottle, got his first 2 last hits, and life's going to be difficult for Mushi. They want Dragon Tail, and they're usually just going to die. And on top of that, they have to worry about the Shadow Shaman.
Bulldog, he's been caught out here. They started with the early dust, and DK, oh, they punished the off-lane bounty hunter. Actually, DK was the first team to really start punishing off-lane bounty. If you go back to, I think it was 6.78, where they would always just start with early dust on the carry. Sometimes the carry even buys it, and as soon as they see bounty in lane, they just kill him. And they do it there with the dust.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. He does have a TP score in his inventory, though. But that is very, very no bueno for Alliance. So
meanwhile, they can't do anything to the Centaur off lane. Look at them. They're just like, Ice is like, lol. Going in, getting aggressive. He hasn't even taken a point in return. That's how much he doesn't give a hoot about Alliance's.
Well, Aki is coming over. They don't have a shackle, though.
Can they actually get a kill here? They'll look to go for it, but EGM already down to half health. From the backside will come the Clapper. And an Ice. Oh, the next offlaner to go down. It'll be the Centaur here. Well, maybe he should have given a hoot, Merlini. Yeah, not enough hoots.
Nice rotation, though, from Chen. You can't let a Centaur play it that aggressively on your carry, like not at all. And they were trying to, and Ice was manning up. So now both offlaners having a little bit of trouble. Bounty Hunter sitting on the left side. They do not have any sentries, though.
Yeah, they use 1 sentry to deward the camp. Other nice thing about blocking the camp is they have to use a sentry to deward it, so it's not in lane. And at the same time, the pull is there. Bulldog is going to look to prevent them from using it. So sentries aren't there, but they still do have this dust on burning. Something Bulldog's got to be careful about. Oh, they're going to dust now. They found the Bulldog. He's going to head to the left side. He does go for a Janata auto tech. Think he hit a creep by mistake, and Lamb comes in looking for the burrow strike. This dust is wearing off fairly soon. Can they burst him down in time? One more right click. They get the kill.
I'm not sure why he not looking terribly good for him. Do they have any more protection? Yeah, he keeps dying.
Can't run out easily if they catch him, and they're going to go in now. As you move the camera away, in they go. Now the chilling touch comes out. Bulldog. Oh boy, another death for the dog. The dog bites the dust. The good news, I guess, for Alliance is pushing the lane after they get these kills. So they'll chip away at the tower.
Bulldog's usually better about that. I think like he scouts this area like very, very often when they're pushing tower like that.
Just kind of like walk in and try and see if heroes are coming.
Yeah, and they can't go on when Life Stealer's not around.
I'd say the offlaner who's the best about that for me is Mag. Mag always scouts this area when people come behind him, or if their supports are missing.
Yeah, I think he either has to stay in the trees or he scouts over here. He has to do one or the other because at this point, I mean, he is just not really doing anything. 0 and 3 on him. Only
mid lane.
Tower.
They go into S4. He gets off a nice Dragon Tail. He's going to buy himself some time. Lamb goes into boots, though. Connects on the Burrow Strike, and they bring down S4 while he's in Dragon form. Now that is a big kill, and it goes to Mushi up to 800 gold. Working his way rapidly towards, I mean, maybe the treads, but this might be a game where he just rushes the blink. Is Ice close to a blink? No, he's rather poor, so we'll see what Mushi goes for here. But what do you think Burning does? Is this a Midas rush from him? He's getting pretty close to Midas.
He's going to have it like super fast.
It will fall like
how do you feel about that? Is a Midas a good choice this game? Would you rather?
It's okay because you're gonna need to wait for your heroes to get your blink anyways, right? It's not like Lifestealer is gonna be fighting constantly at like 6 to 15 minutes mark. I guess that's when you're most vulnerable with your Midas. So Alliance, especially with this poor start that they had, is gonna take a while for them to ramp up and start taking down T1s. And I think that Lifestealer will have enough time to get some value out of his Midas. Maybe have like a drums up before the first important push starts.
Meanwhile, Alliance, they know that there wasn't a ward drop down there, and they're going to look to make a smoke gank behind the bottom tower. However, Ake's just been revealed, and Ice is going to scout this out. Oh, but it's a bad position for him. The Stretch Armstrong shackles come out. The Centaur stomps there for the follow-up, and the Test of Faith jams it in. They get the kill. Meanwhile, mid, Bulldog just protecting S4 a bit, but the real problem is now they'll probably lose a tier 1 on the back of this. So Alliance will even up the tower score. They get a nice kill on the Centaur in mid lane. They're waiting here with a Bounty Hunter. Unfortunately, I don't know if they can kill S4 because there's a Dragon Tail at Mushi. He has this double damager, but he wasn't prepared for the Bounty Hunter rotation. He'll go down. Great movement from Bulldog, setting up the kill there. Gets almost his level 6 off of that.
They know Ice is right here too. They have this Observer Ward, but I guess nothing's actually going to happen.
Well, they don't care about killing him. They're happy to just take the tower. Great. I like that movement from Bulldog, though. Top lane is just a death trap, and he gets a huge counter initiation. They know that S4 is an important hero for DK to keep shutting down, and with that death there on the puck, that's going to slow down your Blink Dagger progression, which Mushi might be rushing. Don't see any treads yet.
Yep, and he's going to get some damage on the tower, too, I think, with this early breath. How is Lanham doing in levels? He is only level 4. How is AA? He is level 6 already, so MMY. Wow, level 6, 7 minutes in on a support. That is very unusual.
Yeah, I didn't... Putting off like a stacks that the Sankey was killing here on the Bounty Hunter.
I think it was just the hero kills and the Bounty Hunter. Lifestealer is off jungling once he got his Midas. Looks like he's opted for early Bassi too. That's slightly unusual.
Just to push the tower, I imagine.
They don't. I mean, it's a T2.
Well, no, I mean the tier. He had it for the tier 1.
Oh, okay.
He had it earlier, so yeah. I guess that's the thing is we can kill this Bounty Hunter. Normally, we're not a good pushing tri-lane, but we'll get a bit better at it with the best.
You see the Satyr? It's fucking hell. He was trying to stack and get a triple stack for the Sandstorm, but that.
Oh, it calmed down.
Yeah.
It's like it's all chill now. Had some. There's no phase boots yet for Bulldog. Can't kill the courier in one shot, I don't think. Can he? Nah, I don't know. It'll be close though.
There is a dust on MMY. He has to be super scared. But now that he's level 6, I think the ganks on S4 are going to be extremely scary. If SK and Puck do that again with the A ultimate, S4 is going to die, even though he has his treads up already.
Alliance at this point, it's just get your core items up. You've got your Vlads. Work towards the mech on the Chen. Level 7's coming very soon. Your DK maybe gets his early Ogre Club, works towards a BKB, and they don't have to 5-man, but they can just send like packs of 2-3 heroes at towers with the Chen creeps. If they group up, that's where things actually, I think DK's actually hoping that Alliance groups up into the Ancient Apparitional, into the Puck Blink Coil, which Blink Dagger not far off. So, despite Alliance having a good 5-man pushing lineup, I don't think they want a 5-man right now. And
yeah.
no Chen or no Shadow Shaman Serpent wards yet either, so it would be quite dangerous. Are they going to smoke? They're thinking about it.
Bulldog is level 6. I think they can kill Puck, not terribly easily, but...
Is this an early Dagon for Bulldog? No talisman.
He needs mana.
Dagon Rush.
Typically, people get like bottle magic stick, I think, for mana on Bounty Hunter.
Oh boy, here comes the smoke. Alliance somewhat prepared for a gank on mid, but I don't know if they'll be in the exact right spot to reveal it. Oh, Volta. First one caught out. First to fall. Just not been his day. Now Bernie runs into the fray. He wants to engage further onto this, but he's on his own. He'll infest into a Chen Creep. Is there a send back from Ake? No mana. No mana yet.
He's waiting for Rage. Rage
Burning's going to get out here. Oh, if there was the send back mana, that could have been amazing. But he is running the creep back, and they're just defending it. Oh, Rage. No TP scroll, though. Can they actually bring him down? The troll trap's here. Burning might fall. He doesn't have any backup. Oh, they've outmaneuvered him, but he gets the Midas all. Value was created, however. They give up a track kill to 3, maybe 4, with EGM joining the fight.
I don't know if that's worth it. And they were, like, all of DK's heroes were huddled around mid, too, while Loda's refarming, so...
Burning could have just walked away. He could have just walked away, but he thought... I think he thought Mushi was going to join the fight, and Mushi was too far back.
He has his blink now, though, so space created on both sides.
Actually, Lamb almost has a blink as well. Level 5 Sand King, but 1,800 gold.
I think this is really scary for Alliance. If they group up and lose their first push, it's going to be really difficult for them to come back.
Although Burning does. Oh no, not like this S4. In comes the Ancient Apparition Ultimate. The blink is there, and he will fall. Meanwhile, bottom lane looking for Ice, who just tangos through the trees. Center ults as well. Can they get off the shackles? What? Look at the range on that thing. What a shackle. Oh, I don't think it'll matter, though. They'll hex him up. He can stomp this and just keep on running. They even drop the wards. Oh, EGM, he went for the ward trap. Didn't get it, and now DK say no wards. We're pushing. We're pushing, baby. Straight down the mid lane they'll go.
DK needs BKB up. This is really rough for Alliance because Blink Dagger are already out on Mushi. They've only lost one T1 tower against this really strong push, and they've just wasted wards too. They've lost a lot of momentum, and Chen's not really that close to mech either, so...
The Ancient Apparition almost has a mech. MMY has 800 gold and both of the components. How is he so farmed?
He's just been chilling on top.
2-0 and 2. And 19 CS. It's also these 2 towers. This is a lineup that you don't look at DK and say they can push well, but they've gotten 2 towers on the back of some kills. But man, that is a farmed Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, and I mean, Sand King has Blink too, so DK, they're doing extremely well. They weren't punished for the Midas, and looks like the group up is going to start now. Still, no wards up for 50 seconds on EGM.
I really don't think Alliance can group. If they group, they're grouping into Centaur ult, Blink Coil, Blink Epicenter, and Ancient Apparition ult. That's like a recipe to feed. I think they got a split push. Can they split push, though, is the next question.
Not against Puck Blink.
What do they do? I feel like DK, they have every single card in terms of momentum right now. Do they capitalize is a separate question, but they'll be the ones who can choose the fights. Alliance will definitely be on the back foot here.
Yeah, a Roshan is just suicide at this point too. A ultimate into like an Epi combo is just going to be a 5-man wipe.
Not to mention there's a tier 1 up mid, so you look at, it's a team that has a Chen, like in DK Shadow Shaman. You'd expect 2-3 towers to be down now. They've only gotten the 1 in the safe lane. And the other towers are actually quite healthy. But here comes the wraparound. Alliance are looking to make something happen. They've got S4 in the front lines. Mushi, 1 Dragon Tail, he's toast. Will he get caught though? He's tracked. And look at the way he's just hugging the southern cliff. Was their smoke spotted?
If they even go on Mushi though, they'll counter with the Blink Epi. Look at Lanma's position.
This could be a mistake, but maybe they find a better target. No, they don't. Epi's being channeled. In comes Lamb. Straight onto Loda. He just gets crushed by the initiation. And now on the backside, EGM caught off in an island. Mushi's trying to find him out. The wards were dropped in a good position, but the mech comes in from MMY. Medical assistance is here. And Alliance just in all kinds of trouble. And the backside, they're being chased out. Burning, committing to the kill on Loda. He'll get that. However, Mushi might fall. Another Burrow Strike coming through over the top. Still S4 standing strong. But now, Ake should be next. The stomp is there. The damage is strong, and DK secure 3. And Alliance tried to group. They tried to force it. They might get some return kills here, though. This could be their first one of the fight. They get the kill on Ice, Ice, Ice. Still in the end, a 3-for-1. I don't know if they got any. I don't think they got any track hold there either. And who got the tower? Tower was denied. Burning denied it.
Yeah, he just like casually denied it.
What a disaster for DK. I mean, they just can't 5-man into this. Alliance just can't 5-man into them.
They can. That was a very nice initiation on Lycan, getting him down before the tower fell, before he was able to use his shapeshift, and Chen was able to save him, was just huge. And like, yeah, as you said, Alliance, they can't really do anything right now. If they try and push, they'll get wrecked, like we just saw. If they try and do Roshan, they'll also get wrecked. If they try and split push, DK has the greedier lineup. They have the better gank too. They have the Midas on life stealers, so Alliance.
Yeah, it's not like their late game is terrible. I mean, sure, maybe Alliance has more damage and they've track hold on paper, but DK have one of the best late game supports in Ancient Apparition. They have good initiation, natural Hex Carrier.
I think Sand King's actually a really good late game support too, because he can do a lot of damage through BKBs if you get your Epi off. Like the Epi Blink stun combo will just do so much damage before BKBs, and if you have a ultimate, those two heroes can wipe your team alone.
And Alliance do seem like they just don't have a ton of lockdown for burning. Sure, they've got good damage, they can kite him, but they can't kite him when the other initiation is there. And EGM's gonna walk right into trouble. Mushi's just waiting. Around comes the Shadow Shaman. He thought it was just Ice, but it was actually a trap. Ice, however, gets tracked up. He's dropping pretty fast. The mech from MOI, not enough. Ake will bring him down. And a casual coil deployed just to make sure they make it out safely. So 1 for 1, but there's your Chen mech. That's a pretty damn big kill for the Alliance there.
If they had mech that last fight, I don't think it would have gone so disastrously. They could have maybe saved Loda from that instant kill.
Speaking of Loda, he's looking a bit poor. 100, not even 100 CS at 15.5 minutes, and it's just the lifesteal is actually out farming him, which you don't normally expect.
He's out farming him by a long shot too. 1,500 gold with and he has a Midas too. So
they're trying to set up shop here, but there's actually a wolf scouting them out. Well, even in fast, and this could be a great opening for Alliance. However, DK get a little nervous. They get a case of the heebie-jeebies and they back off.
Nice awareness from them. That was scary.
They've been all over the place with these wards, and there's just so many options here for the initiation. They'll go in on mid. The choice is Bulldog. However, the backup's here, and they're just going to sacrifice Lamb. Alliance were fully ready. That wolf scouting them out. I think it even followed them around this direction, but they definitely knew something was up.
It could have been a lot worse, though. They could have lost Burning.
Yeah, Burning does live. Mushi will find an illusion rune, head towards top. The one concern for Alliance is sure they get the kill, but they're not transitioning into towers on the back of the kills. Normally this kind of lineup would, but I don't know if they'll be able to here. Oh, you know what? They actually wasted Epicenter cooldown there.
Oh, did he not Epi?
I think he canceled his Epi.
Oh, that's
because
really
it's on cooldown now. Yeah, I missed that initially, but...
Well, yeah, they definitely can't defend this T1. Maybe, I think they can defend the T2.
Can Alliance go for 2 with the ward?
I don't think so. Mushi's going to be pushing mid, and bottom lane, Burning's going to be pushing too. So I think if they do, they'll lose a couple of towers on return.
Maybe it comes down to game of chicken. Did DK stick around long enough to force the TPs? Already the Alliance split comes out. They'll take the tier 1 top, and now the TP's coming bottom. Double TP. I imagine we'll see more soon. Bulldog's the first one in. And the front lines will go, and Burning, no detection here. He's got a Midas cooldown available, but he rages in time. I think he's just going to get out. Well, TP, they'll lose MMY. No! Lamb says, let's fight this, but unfortunately, Burning's already gone. Now they've psyched up Lamb, but the Centaur gets him to safety. There was no proper stun there to bring him down. Maybe they lose MMY on the retreat out. No. They can't quite get in range.
They don't have any catch. They don't have a blink on Shadow Shaman. They don't have a Shadow Blade on DK.
Bulldog, is he really going for this? The mech is... No, it's actually not available. Maybe he can get this kill. He's got a level 4 Shuriken Toss. No, not quite enough damage. Mid lane, Ancient Apparition comes in, shatters the Chen. And he's going to live. Bulldog just kept on chasing and almost was rewarded with the kill. Actually, if they had the Howl there, I think he gets it.
Yeah, that was really close.
I'm not sure if the Howl...
Or if he had phase instead of Dagon. Or... making of a Dagon.
Do you like the Dagon choice this game?
Not particularly. I think it's like okay. I think they have enough burst as is though. They're having trouble with utility. I think like they can't really save Lycan.
So you'd rather see like your phase, your drums?
Phase BKB, I think.
Okay.
Phase drums BKB. That's the standard build. I mean Dagon's not bad though. I think they have to approach it differently than normal though because they're a little bit too far behind. So if you can get solo kills on let's say like a puck or even dual kills, then I think it's going to pay off. But
looking at the way the game's developed, I feel like Alliance have somewhat weathered the storm because there was that moment where DK had blink on Puck, blink on Sand King, and the blink on the Centaur, and now they've got a BKB out on their Dragon Knight. They're not too far behind in terms of gold. They have track gold to catch up. They're running a dual, maybe you could argue Tricore or Bounty Hunter, not really a carry though, so a solid dual core with the DK and Lycan.
But Tricore will surely add up though. You can kind of count them as a core in that regard.
Yeah. So yeah, he just makes your carries that much stronger. So I think Alliance are still in decent shape, all things considered.
Lycan needs his farm though. He needs Necro 3 up ASAP, and then they can start taking some team fights. But at the same time, he kind of needs BKB too, because AA ult plus Sand King can just kill anybody. And if he tries to split push, he's just going to get wrecked. Looks like DK is very close to his BKB. He actually has this completed, and I think he got a little bit too far behind earlier, or he could have done Shadow Blade BKB, which would have been much better, because him and Bounty Hunter can pick people off, but now they're not like really scared. They can only approach with Bounty Hunter in the Invis form, and DK, they can play very aggressive. Look how aggressively like Mushi's pushed up, because he's not terribly afraid of anything.
MMY is going to let that HF version ult fly, and it does connect, but Loda got off his ultimate in time, and he will be okay. However, I do like the pick-off potential.
Tower is under attack.
Shadow Shaman also maybe in a bit of trouble to Ice. Yeah, the DK gets stunned here. Oh, they're waiting just for the Ancient Apparition ult to cool down. He's wormed his way into the trees, and while that's happening, you can see the Blink Daggers having a mental effect on Alliance. They're just forced to give up power. EGM gets caught out, the Centaur ult's there. Ice is just creating space. His team's taking towers, he's forcing TPs.
Instant gen heal though.
Now the Chen heal's on cooldown. You know, it's
well, I mean, they use Stampede though, but
yeah.
I guess Stampede's much shorter.
I just feel like they're getting in Alliance's head. Like they've been throwing ults out over the place. That now Alliance starts to worry about heroes just hiding in the tree line. Ice apparently has learned his lesson since TI1, by the way.
Dagon is completed on Bulldog, but they just can't exert any aggression. Admiral Bulldog, he'll find heroes, but they can't actually get any kills right now. They need the blink on Rasta too. He is 700 gold away from it, but at this point, neither team can do Roshan. DK is more comfortable to sit back and farm though, because they have the way better gank though, with the 1, 2, 3 blink heroes and the Life Stealer with the Midas. He won't like necessarily outfarm a Lycanthrope that hard, and Lycanthrope actually matches pretty well versus Lifestealer in the late game, but he's still a Lifestealer.
Oh, Lamb, there was a Sentry Ward, and DK is going to find a pickup maybe on Bulldog, dropping low to the Ancient Apparition ult, not dead yet, but then Mushi cleans up the kill. Orb South, Omeka's retreat through the river. Oh, Mushi, nice cleanup, but that was just some bad luck for Bulldog. Walks right into a Sentry, and Sankin's like, oh, great, free kill. However, forced to drop a coil here, he gets hexed up, can they lock him down? They can, Mushi will end up falling. Didn't have the blink, it looks like. Now the Centaur forced out, but Ice gets Dragon Tail. Mid-animation, still the chase coming for S4. They'll have a Breathe Fire fairly soon, but a nice Ice Vortex will slow him down. And
oh, I'm surprised he didn't keep chasing.
Can they go Roche off of this? Loda maybe looking towards Roche. No, they're going to go mid. Drop the wards of the tower, and this is the problem for DK. You lose one fight, even a tiny bit, and then Alliance don't just do a little damage. They take a tower, and a big one dead. The tier 2 mid's going to fall. Even though DK gets the trade, that's not a good trade. Losing a tier 2 mid, losing an important hero on the puck, and giving up a tier 2 of their own. And now suddenly, Blink Dagger on the Shadow Shaman. There's your initiation.
And Lycanthrope has kind of leapfrog ahead too. He has his Necro 3 up, now he's really strong, 1,300 gold there. Roshan is going to be super important though. If Alliance can get this and secure it for Lycanthrope, I think they can threaten T2s and threaten team fights pretty heavily. But at this point, DK is still with fairly good control of the map right now. Yeah, they lost the fight, they lost Mushi, they lost the tower, but still, they're ahead by 4,000 gold right now, and just slightly edging them out in terms of utility in team fights.
Yeah, it's the only concern is that Alliance can capitalize on mistakes more because of the Lycan and the ward. So if they win a fight, they can take Roche now. Whereas I don't know if DK can even take a Roche. They'll need to get like 3-4 kills probably to do it. But at the same time, they'll push through mid. They'll keep the pressure up. Oh, EGM. Caught out in the woods. At least he's got his blink now, but
they've had some really good wards out though from DK.
Also looking for a go mid. Mushi and Lamb are here. They've got Epicenter cooling down. It's only level 1. It's very close to level 2. The Wolves aren't here either. They're off on the bottom lane, so not going to scout this attempt out. But they'll just make the retreat.
DK is still doing a very good job of realizing that there are Lycan Wolves in the game, but they don't have a gem, but you can tell that they kind of sense it most of the times. Like, hey, they probably have vision of us. Let's not overcommit and fall for some bait like a lot of other teams would.
Look at the Veil of Discord choice from Lamb. I like this choice a lot this game. Alliance, I mean, if they don't have BKBs, DK just can slaughter them with magic damage.
Even if you have BKBs, it's still...
Yeah, if they get some of it off, and then you can still shatter as well through the magic immunity, so...
And Veil hits magic immune units too, so you can just wait. You can just wait it out. They can kind of kite around with Stampede too.
Yeah, just use the Veil and then wait for your opening to drop the combo.
Here they go. Are they going to find Mushi?
Oh, Mushi. He could easily be caught out here. However, EGM blinks in and your puck heads towards the river. He'll find a haste rune. Does he run right back into them anyway? Oh, Mushi. Oh, Mushi. Not as
I think this is a Roche though. They can go to Roche, they can drop the wards, or they can even push the T3, but I think T3 is far too risky.
Mushi actually has buyback.
Yeah, it's be difficult for them though, because they don't have vision of Sanking, and Sanking, if he drops his ultimate into the Roche pit, they're going to get wrecked.
They do have this Observer Ward, so they might see him.
Okay, here they go.
Oh, they've got the blink on EGM. Can they find the opening? Yep, the blink's there. The Shadow Shaman Hex just finding them kill after kill. But Lamb is healed up. Sentinel ult deployed. They first slam down though. Out of the fight. HF Original secures the single kill. Is there a buyback for Mushi? Nothing doing yet. And now they'll just retreat out with Burning. They didn't even use wards. They have them to go high ground. Alliance in one fell swoop might just take their first lane of round.
That was such a big pick. I think it's definitely worth trading EGM's life for Sanking though. Without Epicenter, without Puck, they don't have anything.
Well, they're going to try to muscle it out the tower here. There's a buyback on the Puck. He doesn't want to use it yet, but the racks are in jeopardy. He'll stomp Burning. He just walks into it, and then he gets chased, so they can't quite bring him down. Did they send the creep back? Oh, they sent it back to the enemy. Fallon Burning is in the enemy. Well, he's going to go down. Ake, what a player! Holy crap, unbelievable. Now they'll try and fight it out at the base. There's an HF original, and it comes through. Ake might drop to this. Mushi will blink him down. Oh, but Ake with the highlight reel level plays. They need more than this. They've already lost their mid racks. The melee, the range to both fall in.
Man, Alliance is such an explosive lineup though. You give them a little bit, just one pick on Mushi, and I think he had buyback at that point too, but he wants to stay for the sheep, and then they translate that into a racks off the back of EGM picking off that Sanking though. I think that was the far bigger play, and he kind of just caught him out in the trees right there, and they have so much push even without him.
Yeah, the big pick was definitely the Sand King, but the best play was definitely the Ake send back. Burning also bought back immediately, and they want to commit to a Roche off of this. However, Alliance ain't going to give this up without a fight. There's Tramp scouting it. Ice is low in the pit, and now Bulldog gets caught out there in the rage here from Burning. He'll bring down the Bulldog to start the fight, but Ice blinks and gets instantly disabled by S4. Quick on the reaction. 2 for 2. But more heroes are coming. Lotus is going to join the fight soon. No ultimate available. Burning on the retreat out. Mushi also heading south through the river. But the key thing for Alliance is they don't give up the Roche. They'll have their Shadow Shaman back fairly soon. No wards for the pit. Balota can just split push in the meantime.
I also think a really big mistake that DK made was Lanham not managing his gold properly. He has these 2 items in his stash. That's what?
Helm of Iron
1,400 gold
does nothing for you, and especially not in the stat.
Yeah, he needs to save his gold for buyback. If he had a buyback there, Alliance can't push like that. So I think that actually was more important than anything else.
Yeah, it's a good item choice.
Yes.
It's just spending the gold on the component.
The risk reward is not there.
Yeah. I think it's where DK maybe just underestimate the power of the Lycan a tiny bit. Well, not just the Lycan, but the whole pushing lineup, and him is the backbone of it.
You have to respect the Lycan push. Like, him alone is really strong. Him combined with a Chen and a DK and a Rasta, you lose one semi-important hero, you're gonna be in for a bad time.
For DK, their next big item is definitely the Mushi Hex, and it's coming very soon. He's 200 gold away from it, and once he gets it, well,
DK cannot give up this Roshan though.
They can't take it either. That's really their issue. If they just walk into the pin, try and Roche, Alliance should suspect something fairly quickly, and they don't want to group up in the pit against DK, but DK just don't kill Roche quickly.
I think they can just split push. They can like split push with Lycan and try and just force DK around the map. But they also need to look for picks, because if DK split pushes, they need to feel threatened. They won't be able to do anything if they're always scared of a Blink Rasa initiate.
They'll maneuver towards the pit here, send the Wolves in for a bit of a scout, have a look around, a gander, and don't find anything, but
they need a smoke. Oh, there they go. This is a really risky play.
This is an awkward choke point to walk into,
yes.
But DK are not prepared for this, I don't think. Oh boy. Have the Wolves scout anything out? No, he's just resummoned them now, and Mushi's gonna wait. DK, do they know?
Look how fast this Roche is dropping, though.
Oh, they gotta go soon. Ice seems to know. They drop the Ice Vortex. They're ready for this. Well, they leap in on Loda, trying to focus him down. Aegis snatched by Mushi. It's been stolen. Then the epicenter comes through. It does good damage. Burning's brought down 1. S4 continues to fight. EGM blinks forward. Now they'll try to lock down Burning. They do lose their Aegis here. Burning's gonna die. Oh boy, they've already lost 3. Mushi might make it out. They do deny the Lycan his Aegis. Kill him off as well. but it was not the cheapest defense.
Nice play by Ice blinking in there and stomping Loda before his BKB. But that's the thing. Like, yeah, you know that they're doing it. Yeah, you know Roshan is low and you have a couple of blinks, but you have to fight into the roster wars. Those just crush Burning.
They're going to go again. This time they'll go for Lamb. Lamb wants to get off a disable, but he just gets silenced and brought down. And now the Veil comes out. I feel the second lane of Rex Merlini is going to be much trickier than the first lane.
Well, if they had the Aegis, it would have been a lot easier, but now, yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult.
The other thing is the level 2 ults for the supports are about to come out. MMY's almost got his, and your Sand King just got his as well. And they have the Veil, so it's a lot more magic damage.
Yeah, it's all about the initiation, though. Can they kill Lycan before he BKBs, before he's able to pop his wolf form, before Chen can heal him and perhaps send him back? That's what's important here. And looks like Puck has his Hex, too. So things are starting to roll for DK. We see the AC up on Dragon Knight, but it's really strong for team fights. Though.
Yeah, it's really strong with the Lycan as well.
I think the most important part is Alliance can't get any picks.
Should they go for like a Shadow Blade on the DK, you think, as his next item?
It's too late now. I think they need to rely on Shadow Shaman +1, but...
And EGM's been on the ball. To be fair, he had a pretty poor start to this game, and I mean, that's putting it mildly. The guy's 1-5 even after a few good fights. But he's got the 10 assists, and he's been there when they needed him. He had the one really unfortunate, dropped the wards, went for the ward trap, didn't get it. But aside from that, he's been pretty stable.
I think DK needs a gem. It's that important. If they lose one
just
more
for the
fight,
Wolves, you think, or the I guess there's the Bounty Hunter.
There's the Bounty Hunter and the Wolves. They can't let them get the positioning. Like if they blink Hex on Puck and then they just pop their BKBs because of the counter initiation from DK, they'll lose the game. And Puck doesn't have buyback at this point either. So I think the risk is that they'll lose a game with one pickoff, just like they lost to Rax with one pickoff, and they have to get it. The 900 gold is a small price to pay.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is only our opening day of action, only our second game in Group A, and the winner of this game will be 1-0 with 2 games to go against Empire, but you'd have to give both DK and Alliance heavy advantage to beat them. So you win just one game against those other 2 teams, and you're quite likely to be in the top 2. You win 2, you're guaranteed to be pretty much. Big game for Alliance and DK. Can't afford to drop this one on a silly mistake. And Mushi's got to be worried about this Dragon Tail initiation that could come out. And the tree line is Lamb. He'll drop the Veil, it connects on a few heroes, then the Centaur comes through, and they all start running from the Dragon Knight. He's trying to focus them down. Burning's trapped in the trees now, and the Wolf pops his BKB. Burning's trapped out. He's going to have to duke it out here, but he gets tracked. Then they broke him in with the Necrobooks, but you promptly infest. He pops back out. Oh, shenanigans in the tree line. And on the side of the fight, Ice looks for a way back in. Burning is actually the one trapping in Loda now. Can they burst him down in time? No. He's able to retreat out. The HF original will bring him down. Not in time, and suddenly Lamarize drops the epicenter. Hammer deployed and nails one. That's your Dragon Knight, but a crucial hero. That's most of Alliance's lockdown out of the fight. Now Ake runs, and Mushi chases, looking for the pickoff. They're going to find it too. 2 down. The tower defended as well. And DK showing some backbone here. Very chaotic engagement.
And Shadow Shaman bought back too. Shadow Shaman cannot get cut out like that though. Or he needs a Ghost Scepter so that he doesn't die to a Life Stealer, because they can't really do anything with a Life Stealer on them right now. They don't have any forces, I believe.
That was just such a weird engagement. You had like 4 heroes just like clumped in the trees, and then the other 5 were just fighting over here.
They did a really good job of kiting Loda during the BKB though. He like sat in the fest and burned most of it, and then after that AA ult dropped out, and Loda can't actually man fight him right now because of the Basher.
And he'll have a zone. In fact, he's got it. Burning gets Abyssal Blade here. I don't know, he probably can't solo kill the Lycan who's now going evasion, but he can bring him low enough that the Lycan's got to run.
Yeah.
That's scary. And now with already the AC out, they can go for some solo pickoffs. Ancient Apparition ult can come in. They can Centaur ult. They've got the Blink Hex. Alliance's work is not done. I don't feel one lane of Rex is enough. They still have to worry about going high ground.
I actually think DK had a slight edge at this point. It all depends on the third Roshan, though. So
I would agree.
If Alliance had a second Roshan, I think they could have taken a Rax, and the game would be pretty much close to over. But just because of that one play, I think DK actually has the edge now. They have the better Blink Initiate, they have the better lockdown with the Bash, with the Blink Hex, and with the Sand King Sun. They just have so much damage output that if Alliance makes one small mistake, like you pop your BKB half a second too late, your Lycanthrope's going to die. And he doesn't have BOTs. He can't buy back and come back to the fight.
And the other thing is, the Chen could be useless in a team fight. The mech, the Hand of God, might not do anything against HF Apparition. And the last point I want to make is the importance of the Dragon Knight. As soon as S4 dies, unless they're up like 3-4 heroes, the fight's just over, because he's their frontline tank. He's the only one with a reliable stun aside from the Shadow Shaman, but EGM gets, let's be real here, he gets off 1 Hex Shackle, that's it for the fight.
You know, he needs to drop his wards though. He's died twice before his wards drop. Well, with this one he was picking up the Sand King. This time he was just looking for a pick off in the side. I think
look at the positioning. He knows how safe he's going to play it.
He also
Lincoln
needs
is there.
to get
There's a stomp on S4 to initiate. Then they force Phantom back to safety. Suddenly the Ancient Apparition ult comes crashing through, and S4 is going to be down well below half HP here. They'll rage out just open wounds to kill off a Necro creep. But Alliance seem to be losing momentum for these pushes. They're dropping below half HP. They do have a track on burning.
They can fight without AO this particular wave.
Surprised he hasn't raged this off actually, but he'll just let them see where he is for now. Doesn't want to not have it when the fight starts, I guess. Now S4 begins the tower siege, burning. He's ready to get Dragon Tailed here. He's going to get Dragon Tailed. Where's the backup for burning? Ice, ice, ice. There you go. A little bit nervous. They'll keep on sieging here. The Chen creep's just standing obediently. Forgot to tell him to hit the tower. Now they'll Centaur all day, flake their move. S4's gonna BKB, but there's a backline epicenter. Is he gonna get it off? Oh, he gets canceled. Nicely done by EGM. He shackles up Lamb, however, he got up the burrow on 2, and S4 just can't do enough damage to bring anyone else down. Now the chase is on. Bulldog kills down 1, 2 for 2 thus far. And now, who else is still in the fight? Mushi's here. There's a Blink Hex. EGM, he canceled the Sand King initiation, and now, in a real comeback, he might find the Mushi kill here as well, but Lamb's return. He gets the burrow on 3. It's support on support action, and it seems to be favoring Lamb right now. Oh boy, what a buyback from him. Timely as all hell. Loda, so close, yet so far from the ultimate. Won't get it off in time. And what do you know, Ben? It's a team wipe for DK, and they still haven't lost the damn tier 2. EGM played that fight so amazingly well, but they just didn't have the firepower in the end.
Yeah, and again, Dragon Knight died a little bit too early on the fight. Lifestealer is just way too farm at this point. 19,000 gold. He can just solo anybody on the team right now. He's just such a big threat. And they have so many ways to approach the fight that they can just wait for people to clump up for AA ultimate. They can blink in with Centaur, with a Stampede, which is how they chose that time. They can Epicenter, they can blink Hex, blink Coil. And Alliance, how are they really initiating a fight? Like maybe a blink Hex on Shadow Shaman, but he's going to die immediately after. Dragon Knight's up in front and he's popping his BKB in a timely manner, but he still can't get the jump on anybody.
And the thing is, now he's scared. Like he can initiate when he's hiding in the trees, and he was sitting back here when that push started because he didn't want to get caught out. Like you said, he's got to get the wards down. EGM's got to do like 5 different things for his team right now, and it just goes back to the draft. Alliance with the off-lane Bounty Hunter, sure, it gives you some extra income, but it's not a hero that can offer you a lot in these tower high ground sieges. He gives you vision. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, he does have a BKB though. I don't think his Dagon's really doing that much though.
Like imagine if Bulldog somehow had Bat Rider. I mean, I don't know how you would get Bat and Lycan and all these other heroes in one draft, but if they had just a better initiator, even a Clockwork maybe, I feel like he could do so much more for his team this game. But he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, not in this 5-5 style play. But if he gets a pick off on Ice, Ice, Ice here, this is going to be... Oh!
Blinks forward into the waiting arm for VGM. He is forced to drop the wards for this, but kill secured. Dagon gets thrown out. It actually goes the way of VGM. The one good piece of news for Alliance is these BKBs. It's a triple BKB. By the way, Loda just panic ults as soon as he sees the Sand King coming in. Had his team there, but now he'll retreat out. Not a big deal, though, at this stage of the game. Your Lycan ult's got not even a minute cooldown.
Nice ward setup, though, by DK.
Still no... Has there been... Oh, there's the 1 gem on Mushi.
Oh, this is just at the edge, too, so nice D-ward by Aki. This is really important because if DK has Vision of Roshan, it's going to be that much more difficult for Alliance. And Alliance looks like they have 1.5 minutes until the Roshan respawn. DK, I think they're strong enough to do it right now, though, because Lifestealer is so big. He is infested inside of Mushi. Hunting
through their own woods, just playing it quite safe here. They know the next Rosh is coming soon, and in fact, it's almost a full timer. It's 10.5 minutes for this respawn.
It's like almost exactly coincided with Shadow Shaman's ward cooldown.
Are you saying Ice Frog's rigging the game for Alliance?
Well, to be fair, it was after, but it was still...
The Frog secretly bleeds blue and yellow.
Alliance still 1 Roshan away from, I think, pretty close to closing out of this game, but DK still, I think, with a slight edge.
DK, to me, is the greater overall fighting potential, but Alliance just have that trump card of if you lose a bad fight, you lose your buybacks, they can just win the game by even just going straight for the throne, which tier 4 is well below half health. There's no glyph up for DK right now. DK also need to worry about saving for buybacks, and I think that's why we see Burning has Abyssal Blade gold, but isn't spending it. He wants that buyback.
There is a gem on Puck too. Puck gets buyback. Sand King does not have buyback though. So again, if they get a pick up on Sand King, life's going to be good. Centaur, he shouldn't have buyback either. He just bought an Ogre Club and a Mithril Hammer.
Yeah, they really want the Slice BKB so he can just jump in with the BKB. Even if all he does is force the DK to use his, he can just stampede out, and yeah, the Alliance can't fight after that.
Well, technically, Dragon Knight could be like super fast on his fingers and stun before, but
well, you can BKB before you jump in.
They can force out too.
That's true.
They need more forces. We usually say Alliance get a ton of force staffs, but they only have one this game.
Can't go force staff when you've got a Dagon on your Bounty Hunter, and now you've got a Crystallis on S4. Okay, keep on applying pressure mid though. Alliance, they know they're one good Roche fight away from winning this game. They also know they're one bad Roche fight away from probably losing. So the third Roche is really going to decide it. And looking at buybacks, they're still just the two on Alliance. Is their Boots of Travel buyback on the Lycan? I think he's a bit short here. They'll commit to the Roche, and once again, DK are ready. Are they going to do anything to scout up this high ground? Are they even worried about it? They just walk into the pit, deploy the ward, and just try and brute force their way down. But this sets up Lamb perfectly. He's got an epicenter. Ice jumps in, the BKBs are forced out rather early. Now he's just going to look to run. Can they kill the Roche off while BKBs are still going? Alliance, no. Time short. Bushi leaps in. Nobody's picked up the damn Aegis just yet. It's still on the ground. Who's going to grab the damn thing? I don't even know if they've got it. It's still on the ground. Somebody pick up the Aegis. Nobody's done it. They lost their Sand King. They've lost another of the
How is no one taking the Aegis?
Pick up the damn Aegis, man. Birdie will finally do it. He's like, oh, sweet. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't Birdie. It was Loda in the end, but Loda's probably going to die another time here. EGM team jumps into the pit, then goes for a TP out. What is going on in this game? Now Loda, oh, the throws. 5 heroes dead. Team wipe for DK. It's like I think both teams thought the other team had taken the Aegis or something. They couldn't see it with all the heroes here.
The BKB pickup on Centaur was really important. As you said, it forced out both BKBs, one on the Lycanthrope, one on the Dragon Knight. After that, they can just clean up with their massive amount of magic damage. So Alliance, there's one racks up, but they're slowly but steadily losing all the team fights and losing a lot of momentum.
One buyback, Ben. One buyback. So if they lose some heroes in this defense, that's game.
Yeah, MKB out on Lifestealer too. He is.
He can just slaughter this Lycan 1v1.
Yeah. They need to get a Blink Hex on him or something like that. But the problem is he's super tanky too. He has 2,700 HP and 31 armor.
This is where, like you said, Lifestealer is not a good matchup for Lycan. He's not that good against Bounty Hunter 1v1 or like in a certain team context, but when you've got Centaur and Puck backing you up, then burning
and when you have 5,000 more gold than him.
Yeah, and having much more stacked inventory. That doesn't hurt. So we'll take the racks down here, and DK showing some real strength after a decent start, but their mid game, it felt like they were one bad fight away from just flat out losing the game, and they've mustered their courage now. They've got 3 heroes with buyback, crucial for them. Even bigger is, by the way, did you see what happened to the cheese? I guess someone just used it in that fight.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea what happened to the cheese.
Well, there's no cheese
I was just staring at the Aegis. I was like, there's this big little glowing thing. Pick it up.
I was trying to catch the fight, and I'm just like, wait, there's still an Aegis there. I'm waiting to see who picks it up. I don't want to talk about anything else. It just sat there for ages, but yeah. And then in the end, it was actually it was EGM who picked it up, right? Yeah, the HF Parishar was even pinning it in the fight. He's like, guys.
Loda picked it up.
Oh, Loda, that's right. And then
he died immediately. He didn't have Shapeshift up.
Yeah, I even thought Burning got it, but he had a full inventory. He didn't want to drop his Midas, I guess. Well, in the end, he has sold that out now. So he's up to 4.4K. No Abyssal Blade yet, but he can buy it. He'll save for buyback. But beyond that, I think this Lifestealer is actually just too big. I don't know. As long as Burning's in the fights and he's not 1v3 or 1v4.
They just need to kite him. But problem is, like, they can buy so much time during a Rage because Rage will equal Alliance's BKB durations pretty much at this point.
And then you can just infest, they can Centaur ult after that, they can use the Hex.
They can Epi, they can A ultimate, they can coil. There's just so much control coming out from DK.
That's the key thing, is their supports do a lot of damage. Alliance's supports don't do that much at this point.
They have a lot of utility from Shadow Shaman, but yeah, Chen is kind of useless at this point, especially versus an AA. Unless you have like the most clutch sendback in history, but it's difficult to make big plays. And Alliance, they know that the timer's kind of running out for them. I mean, at the same time, Lifestealer is like, he's approaching 6 slotted. Lifestealer, he has his Basher, but I still don't think he's farming enough to deal with the Lifestealer. This MKB is too much.
Well, the smoke gang's not going to work too well when Alliance see that there's creeps hitting the base. And actually, they do force out a glyph. Almost surprised they used it. Sure, the tier 4 is about to die, but now you don't have a glyph if it comes to an actual proper base race where you could be blocking 5 heroes and liking creeps from hitting your towers.
Alliance have lost the last 3 big team fights, 1 at Roshan and 2 at the right side of T2. So this one at the T3 is not going to go any differently unless DK makes a significant error or Alliance just has the most amazing plays. They need to catch someone out without a buyback. Puck has one, Sinking does not, Centaur does, and Lifestealer does. So pretty much they have to kill the Sinking. AA I don't think is important enough.
Scores 22 to 32. You'll see a blink back. Now the Centaur ult, or rather Dragon Knight ult comes out. Mushi blinking forward, not going to commit just yet. He does have a Lifestealer packed inside him. And meanwhile, Loda's going to apply some pressure on the mid lane. He'll deploy a Howl. DK are somewhat getting siege before snap in S4, but the Hex was ready from Mushi. Oh, what a beautiful counter initiation. They were so prepared for that 4 snap into a stun. However, Lamb dropping low. Fernie just needs a bash here, but he can't find it. He's getting kited. So in the end,
they have to retreat.
Just a check.
They have to get back out right now. If they keep saying the Hex is going to cool down, all the blink stuns will catch him off. So I think this could have been so much worse for Alliance. But as the game gets later and later, still going better for DK. I think they have enough control to take out the next Roshan, though, and prevent Alliance from getting there, which is the big problem.
I don't know if DK expected a 4-step stun, but they were... Mushi was already had the Hex queued up, even as the 4-step came in. That was just either amazing anticipation or maybe just a bit lucky, like he wanted to go in right at that moment, but either way, it sure worked out.
They're looking for a pick on top, actually.
They can't get these kills. They don't have the Ancient Apparition. They don't really have that much. Like you said, their gank's quite weak.
Yeah, their gank's really weak, and this is where you really want some lockdown instead of a bounty hunter.
Their gem. Gem is on Mushi. And Mushi's also gotten... Oh, this is a big item for Mushi. Getting a Lincoln Sphere this game. That's all the initiation is just that single target lockdown. Your Blink Hex, your Dragon Tail, 4-staff Dragon Tail. There are some ways to cancel it, but even just blocking a track is still quite useful, so it's a pretty strong choice for a Puck. I don't know if there's anything else he could have gone for instead. He doesn't have buyback, though. Is it worth not having buyback?
I think so. The chances that he's going to die with Lincoln Sphere is very, very unlikely. And even if they do focus that many spells on the Puck, that means that Burning's just going to go ham. So I think it's okay for him to go with that item.
DK are very strong late game. I would say their lineup's one that's easy to underrate. Like, your Centaur actually, we've seen this before where there was, I think it was LGD versus DK and WPC Ace, and they just went ultra late game with a Mushi Centaur, and he ended up out-carrying a Lifestealer, like 1v1 in the team fights. He's just tanking him, beating him into submission, and he had a Heart, Shivas. He's not there yet, but we're headed towards the late game, Ben, and that's where Centaur can become a third core for this team.
And that's where Bounty Hunter with the Dagon's like really weak. I think that DK drafted really well though for anti-push. Like a lot of Blink Initiate, a lot of things that can just burst down heroes, and the AA to deal with the Chen heal too in the mech. So,
and the best thing for them is they gave away, if they can give away Lycan, Shadow Shaman, Chen, and then beat it, it really makes other teams wonder, do we even want to take those heroes? And then maybe they're forced to ban them out themselves or give them away to DK in future games. So,
well, you also don't have to go for a mass push with the Lycan pick too.
They didn't have to commit the way they did.
Yeah, you can go like 4 on 5 buy safe for Lycan, and then just let Lycan do his
fight. DK, they're in the shadow of the enemy base. He can protect the home. Yeah, his buyback's, it's actually quite close though.
Yeah.
He's closer than I thought. He's like 400, 500 gold away.
Well, Alliance, one bad fight and they lose the game. DK, they can just wait for a Roshan and then end the game there. So that's...
How weird is it to say that when the team that we're saying one bad fight away and they lose the game is the team that doesn't have the Lycan Shadow Shaman and 1 lane of Rax advantage with tier 4s exposed.
Well, DK just, they play so amazingly well at these T2 holes in the Roshan fight that it's really difficult to come back from that.
Whoa. All of a sudden we went from 3 buybacks to 8. Everybody just got their buyback on DK. Well, this could be quite the fight.
Wow, that was like one of the shortest respawn timers I've seen on Roshan.
Was it like an 8-minute one, 8.5?
Yeah, eight minutes. I just checked like 30 seconds ago, and I hadn't seen a timer, so I think it was like less than 8:30.
Can Alliance do anything to contest this? Can they?
I don't think
do
so.
they even want to?
It's too risky. They've lost every single team fight outside of their Roshan pit or outside of their base in the last 20 minutes. They've lost every single team fight.
They also have some big damage items now. S4 will go for a Daedalus, and they're gonna probably get an Abyssal Blade soon on Loda. I wonder if they just say, screw buyback, we need more damage on both cores. But it's like you said, it goes back to just how important the BKBs are for Alliance. As soon as those are over, if they haven't won the fight, they lose the fight. They can't win after the BKBs are down.
So now Burning, if Burning gets an Aegis, Mushi gets a cheese, oh my goodness, that is super scary. You have to deal with 3 life, 0 life, and he's going to have enough for BOT buyback.
And Mushi could have 3 lives as well, potentially. He's got his BOT buyback.
Yeah, this is pretty much game
critical
ending.
mass.
Because Alliance, they can live through BKBs, but they can just trade Aegis and cheese for BKBs, and then Alliance is going to get rolled from there.
And they know.
But maybe if they get the jump here,
they don't have this Abyssal Blade on Loda.
They have to kill Mushi. That is a very important target.
Well, he's got an Aegis, though. Do you want to focus everything?
No, Mushi.
Oh, sorry, Mushi, not Burning.
Yeah, they have to focus Mushi, but look at his positioning.
Oh, they're in the trees. It's almost like they know. They've been dropping double Ice Vortex behind them. They're so well prepared for this Alliance shenanigans. These shenanigans. Yep, they're not going to find him in the end. And now DK will say, it's our turn to smoke.
It's so smart for them to go together as a ball, though, because all they need to do is just have one good fight. And if someone's off like split pushing or checking rune or something silly, then they can lose the game just from one bad fight. So just taking a fight like 5-on-5, yeah, they might lose puck before he pops a cheese, but they'll get the return kill. Actually, who has a cheese? It's not.
It is the Centaur. Right, size. And he's got Shiva's guard up. They'll track Bernie, and he just starts wailing away on the tower. Has Loda bought Abyssal? No, he saves for buyback here. Now Bernie, he'll rage, hit the tower a few times. He should be looking to back soon. Yeah, he'll back now. May just go back to the woods, look to heal up. Lamp's gonna blink through. Just to let you know he's still in the game.
Yeah, it's risky using your Infest like this, though, because Infest has saved his death so many times in fights.
Oh, I thought he was just gonna right-click creeps and then go back.
I thought so too, but...
Yeah, because what you can do is just rage, hit the tower for 2-3 seconds, and then back off and rinse and repeat, and then they never have a clean initiation on you. But with no Infest, like you said, it could become a problem.
But the timer's working on their side. They can wait for Alliance to just extend out of the base, get one pick off with an Abyssal, one pick off with the Blink Hex, and Alliance are kind of in a lot of trouble.
Do you think Loda should be saving sneak the
Yes,
wolves in?
I think that's their best choice. Fight will result in disaster for Alliance and a lost game. They have to approach it differently, so either look for a pick on an important hero like Puck or Centaur even.
Let's remember, DK knows how to handle themselves in those situations. There was a game where Muchi was playing Storm. He zipped into the enemy fountain so he could buy back and respawn in his base to counter a base race. And that was the trump card that won them that match. So if anyone will stay cool under pressure in that situation, I kind of want to say it's DK.
Yeah.
But Alliance might have to resort to that. I haven't seen the Wolves on the move yet, though. And the only choice is Throne. They can't, I guess they could go top lane, but
They have to go Throne.
Throne is pretty much it feels. Are they going to go in yet? They just start sieging the mid lane. A little pressure applied top by Ice, who can be involved remotely. They will pop the Lincoln Sphere here. I believe that was a track that did it. Burning is going to rage. He'll bring down this tower, then he'll back off. And do they look to go on him? No, not yet.
DK is just so calm and patient when it comes to these pushes, too.
And now the Infestus cooldown. They can just do this again. 3 minutes, rage, go hit the racks. And Alliance, they still have a glyph. Maybe they just stake their claim to this fight on a glyph. Nope, no wolves on the move yet, though. The courier shopping as well. And the push continues. Burning, he'll rage, hit the racks a few times. Actually, maybe overstayed his welcome a tiny bit. And no, that's a little far to go.
Rinse and repeat.
Oh, what's the hurry? Joel Dragon Tail, they can't go on this. Yeah, they know it too. They're just frustrated. Thing is, the Dragon Knight ult has now been used. And with that down, they'll have a much harder time defending, so DK could almost wait for that to end. Will they bother? Lincoln Sphere once again popped on the puck. They know he's a key hero to burst down. And EGM could look to jump in, but look at the positioning from DK. They're not really clumped up too much. There's multiple tracks in this fight. They're going to go in again on Burning, but I don't know if he's the ideal target. EGM goes in, he wants the puck, but the puck will just bait him. Mushi now able to get out of the fight. They do drop the ward in time. However, Ice and Burning going ham. Now the epicenter over the top. Lamb delivers some justice to S4, who will fall. No buyback for the fight, and that might just be it. Double kill, triple kill. Burning cleaning up, and Ice is slamming it home, and DK have gotten their long wish for revenge on Alliance, even with the buyback here on the Lycan. Unless there's a base race, I don't see it. No wolves at the enemy base. There's nothing to do but die. And Alliance, the Swedes, their last breaths here. They've dropped their first match. DK with the inside track to Group A after our first 2 games of play.
So DK had a very good handle on that game. They almost retained the gold lead for the whole entire game, and they just had one small mistake that really set them back was Mushi and Lanham getting caught out. That led to the first racks dying, but after that they were 100% composed. They almost never got caught out. They played extremely well in team fights. They secured Roshan. They just did everything right after that one pickoff.
Yeah, Ice as he gets up, just looking at the screen behind him, wants to see if he looks good on camera, I guess, but they look good in game, Ben, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that the draft went DK's favor because Alliance was pigeonholed into picking a crappy offlaner. And to be honest, Bounty Hunter is not a great offlaner, especially with their lineup. It didn't synergize at all, and Admiral Bulldog, he pretty much did the best that he could. But when he takes it late, like Centaur versus Bounty Hunter, Centaur is just so much more useful. He baits out a couple BKBs, he does a lot of damage, he has stun lock too, and he can save people with Stampede.
And they never got track kills that game either. I mean, they had a handful, a few pickoffs, but there was never like that snowball of track hold.
Yeah, I would say slight draft win for DK. Even though they gave away Lycanthrope, they had so much blink initiation too. They had so many ways to pop the BKB and still do damage afterwards. So all around, just nicely played by DK.
So what are you doing now?
Nothing.
You lost the bet.
Nothing.
We'll let chat decide. Chat will